Oh no. Fail.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
You know what? That's true. I'm seeing in my audio feed, like when Joe talks, goes Nikki's volume goes up too.
So I'm on mute right now. So shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah, I see what's going on. It's all going at the same
Nikki, click
time.
the arrow next to your microphone and make sure you're using the.
It's the main Mando tech. So hold on a second. I'm gonna try something. All right, one of you guys talk. Doesn't matter who.
Testing.
Do you guys hear Joe?
Can you guys hear me? Steve and Nikki, can you hear me?
Better? Okay. Now somebody else try to talk.
Testing.
I think we figured it out.
Testing.
No more echo? Yes!
What was it?
So, using this newfangled technology that looks really fucking cool, but is brand new to me, is each of us has our own separate audio feed through Skype, which is what we're using. Apparently, that is what's causing the echo, so I turned all but one audio feed off. We can all still be heard through the one feed.
Are we good now?
We're good now.
All right.
Damn. Hey, look, we found out this time in the beginning.
Hopefully.
So we're
Hopefully.
good. We're good.
All right, I'll try this again then. I got a little practice run on my
Do it
synopsis.
again.
All right, here we go. Bad Batch, Episode 4, Synopsis, Cornered. Still on the run from the newly formed Empire, the Bad Batch and their newly adopted member, Omega, or Omega, are looking for a place to hide. First, though, they must stop and make modifications to their ship signal so that they aren't caught, and they make a swift landing on the planet Pantora. This quick pit stop turns into a dangerous adventure when Echo is sold to a droid shop and Omega wanders off into the waiting arms of bounty hunter Fennec Shan. Ultimately, Wrecker and Hunter are just in time to save Omega from the sly bounty hunter and fix up their ship with some help from Echo's new droid pals.
That's pretty solid, man. That covered
Are you
everything.
switching between Omega and Omega on purpose?
I am, because they do it, so why shouldn't I do it? No, I just haven't really decided. It just kind of happened that way.
Can you not?
It's Omega.
Well, if she can call them Tick and Ricka and...
Rekka! I love it, though.
Technically, they should all call her Omega since that's how she says her name.
Right.
But she's wrong. That's not how that word is pronounced. Unless
Nikki,
it is?
would you call someone named Jesus Jesus?
Well, no.
Tick, Ricka,
Tech.
Iku,
Rekka.
Iku.
I love it.
See, I don't
All right.
doing it because it's her accent. I notice when Joe does it because he's going to start doing it to annoy me, and so now I have to be like
Because he has
really
I
on
won't.
it.
I won't.
He has a
I'll be
terrible,
a good person.
like,
Okay.
New Zealander
Omega.
accent.
The next time I
It's
read
bad.
the synopsis, I will stick with one version of her name. All right. So, what did everybody think?
Can I go off topic? Because on pronunciation? Because I heard a horrible pronunciation
Yes.
for what you call a moving picture image. Not a GIF or a GIF. It's a GIF.
What? It's a gift.
this
So
is
I'm now
when I
going to
was-
start calling it GIF.
This is when normally I would leave the podcast because I was so upset by something that was said. But with all this new technology and us, I don't want to mess anything up.
I
so.
mean, in theory,
let's
you
just do this.
could,
I'm
but
gone.
I still see you. You're in the picture.
Can't see me.
Oh yeah, that's me
Yeah,
too.
so I just needed to share that with you because I was horrified, and now I'm delighted because now I get to horrify other people.
That douchebag, right there.
It's okay, because now, Joe, I put up the siren alert, so it's the same thing, right? OMG.
But yes, I actually am wondering if I can get like a GIF for a background.
Oh my gosh.
You could.
I married
You could,
this
but you have to
monster.
call it a GIF.
Yep, you did. Are we able to take questions tonight?
We can. There are
Sweet.
people chatting, so
All
we
right.
will. We
Can't
will.
see that, so
but
be
let's.
posted.
I'll read the quack, the chat, the quack. My God. All right. So there's a few things though about this episode, and if you haven't watched it by now, we've given you like 5 days, right? Is that how long it's been? Feels like 5 days. All right. First, Fennec Shan has a heart of gold.
What?
She's so nice.
You got the gold part right.
She
She wants the
does.
gold.
Well,
Okay,
but
no,
listen,
no.
like the way
not
that she
murdering
goes.
someone is not the same thing as having a heart of gold.
I mean, to me it is.
No, those
when
aren't
you're a
the same,
bounty hunter.
The universe does not exist on a spectrum of murder to not murder. There's like, don't kidnap people is like also on that spectrum.
Yondu Odonto would disagree.
Yep. Well, and I really should have watched the episode again today, but busy. But something happened in the episode where I was like, oh, that was actually kind of nice. I'm going to have to circle back around to what that was. I think she did something that I was like, I wouldn't have expected her to
She
act
taught
like
Omega
that.
how to steal, right?
Useful skill.
I mean, yeah.
Like
I mean,
Omega's
that's
hungry. She's
important.
like, oh, hey, cool. I'm going to steal food for you. And then she didn't let her die by falling off the cliff. Urban cliff, whatever that's called. Building.
Yeah, building. Doc Geo says that Fennec Shan is drank from the fountain of youth, and that is because Ming-Wan Nen is also drank from the fountain of youth. She's about to be like 57, and she looks the same. So I want to know where she's getting her drinks, but also something did come up where Pablo Hidalgo posted on Twitter the production shot for the Bad Batch Fennec Shan, and it was taking place before the Mando episode aired, but I think the Mando episode that she was in had already filmed. So, but it was way back, so they have been planning this a long time. So it's pretty cool.
Yeah, animation. Yeah, we've seen like a bunch of times on animations like 2 years in advance. Like their stuff that they've got worked on or designed or whatever. It's one of the better planned out things that they've done.
I was just going to say, because, I mean, using animation to tie everything in makes them actually have, like, a plan. Like, they actually have to plan it out.
Better planned is a low bar for them lately.
Not when Filoni's involved. He's got a plan. And we'll go back to that, too, later. But as far as Fennec goes, I mean, I'm pretty sure the Kaminoans hired her.
That was my inference.
Yeah.
That was my guess as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
So, I mean, they let her escape, but then they wanted to bring her back. I guess they kind of hinted at that the episode before this one. So, I think that's where they're going.
Can I talk about my 2 favorite things of the episode?
Yes.
I mean, all right, forget that. I'm gonna go with 3. Let's just make it 3. 1, 2, 3. Number 1, Hunter selling Echo into droid shop slavery to get some cash, and Echo having to go along with it was just wonderful, delightful. And he looked like Chappie. He did. His Echo's robot disguise helmet. I mean, it's not meant to be robot disguise. It just happens to look like that. He looks like Chappie for people who have seen the movie Chappie, which we know Steve has not.
It's none of us.
Yeah, it's just me. It's just me. But maybe we have a cool audience who has seen it. Number 2, the droid, one of the droids who was a part of that little gang, Clink, who looks like an astromech with gonk legs as his arms, just flailing around. I love him.
No.
I'm gonna build one.
I love him.
I did like that one. To me, that astromech was way better than Ferryman astromech.
We call that one
still
Long
creeps me
R2.
the fuck out.
Go ahead, Nikki.
No, I just have no. That's all I have to say.
You didn't like him?
No.
Oh,
It looked like it was supposed to be cute, but instead there's just like weird body horror. It just
I loved it.
no.
I think
Joe,
that's why I
let's build
loved
a
it.
plank.
Oh, we're doing it. And then, oh gosh, what was my third thing?
Okay, I'll be right back.
The whole Echo subplot was amazing. I laughed a lot at that. It's pretty good. Uh-oh.
Did she leave for effect? I think Nikki left for droid effect because she hates Clink.
No, she left to put the yappy little dog in dog jail.
I got so excited about Clink that I forgot what my other favorite thing was. Oh no, the guy in the speeder jamming out to electronic music in the Star Wars universe was fantastic. That was my number 3.
It's not my favorite genre of Star Wars music, but
No, we're not talking about that. That offends
Isn't it
me
awful?
so much.
We'll
I
get to
can't
the
believe-
jazz music later. That's not called jazz music. But right now, I want to talk about that. Oh, what was he? Was he it wasn't a Rhodian. He was that guy with the, I don't know, the Balchinian
like
guy.
he was
he was an
Right.
Aqualish.
There you go. Aqualish, however you say it. He
Aqualish,
was.
Aqualish, however.
Him jamming out in
Yeah,
his like
Aqualish.
freaking speeder. I love it. Like it was just like that fast, but I was like, I love it. I need more little things like that in my Star Wars. I loved it. So those are my 3 faves from the
Yep.
episode.
No,
Also,
that covers
This
it
was
pretty
my favorite
much.
episode so far.
For sure.
Yes. Yeah. 100%.
Yep.
This one felt, I mean, nothing's filler anymore, but this one actually felt a little more like we're seeing more of what's going to happen as we go. It wasn't a side plot. It was, there's Fennec Shand, and she's not going to give up, so she's going to keep going. And I'm more believing now that Boba will be in this.
You're
So
muted,
we'll
Steve,
see.
or I couldn't hear you.
Whoops.
That's okay.
All right. No, I would love to see Boba in it, and as the chat just said, until the inevitable beach episode.
Wait. Yeah. Is there always an inevitable beach episode?
No.
No.
Not in most Star Wars things.
I'm not
Wait,
getting this
though.
reference.
Hold on.
What is this in reference to?
I mean,
It's usually an anime thing.
but I'm thinking,
Uh,
right. But I'm thinking they could actually go to Scarif at some point.
So
Or
because it's
Scarif.
not blown
Base
up yet.
episode.
So I was like, we could have it happen at some point, but because we already have, Star Wars Beach Planet out of all the biomes, so maybe they'll give us another one too. Yeah, I mean, I think they're just going. They got good steam now, and Omega's really cute.
she is. It
not
took me
annoying.
a bit. I'm like, I never was annoyed with her. It just took me a little bit to really get like, okay, I like this child. I don't know.
Yeah.
We talked about it a little bit before. It's hard to run a similar plot line to Grogu and not be like, well, Grogu's the goat though, like he's the best. So I'm like trying not to do that with
He
Omega because
is.
her story is so different. But yeah, she's growing on me. I'm trying to look up the
Yeah.
name of the planet that they decided to go to.
It was a one that we
It was
heard of,
Pantora.
though, wasn't it?
No, Pantora's where they went.
Pantora. Right, the Pantorans are the blue people.
But they picked out
or the
they
silver
picked out a
blue.
planet at the beginning of the episode that they're going to that is uninhabited that they want to go to, but they had to stop first. Sorry.
Yeah.
Idaflor. There you go. So in theory,
That's where
they're heading to Idaflor. Yes. Next.
Okay.
Yes.
Where Fennec Shand will track them. What do we have for predictions for next time?
I'm gonna guess Omega's gonna wander off and have to be rescued.
Safe
Where would
bet.
you have gotten that idea?
I'm just really good at plotting.
It's true. It's true. Yeah, I mean, until we get another big oh shit moment, I mean, I think it's on a pretty steady trajectory of where it's going. Like, they're gonna try to go somewhere, she's gonna get taken, they're gonna try to get her back. I don't know. It's gonna kind of follow that plot. I mean, where's Rex? I thought we'd see him sooner.
No, they're saving that.
Since they mentioned him.
Honestly,
Yeah.
my favorite thing so far is them trying to be incognito while Hunter is walking around with half a face tattooed like a skull, as if that's not recognizable.
Face tattoos, man.
His Rambo headband.
It's so true. It's true.
Have we discussed whether or not Fennec is going to end up switching sides and helping them?
Well, I do think she has a good streak, but it depends. I think who's going to pay them.
There you go.
Mm-hmm.
There, maybe that's where my prediction
So-
of 4 episodes, I feel like 3 episodes in a row, where I keep thinking they're going to take a bounty as a job. Maybe that's why they take the bounty. Maybe they take the bounty to get some money so that, obviously they still need money for food and stuff, but maybe that will also help them get away from Fennec.
Pay off Fennec?
Yeah.
Maybe Cad Bane will come after them next.
Just get like a line of bounty hunters
Oh.
chasing them.
Yes, why
Bounty
not?
Hunter conga line.
I mean, if they're doing the bounty hunter wars in the comics, which I actually need to go read,
yeah, that I'm actually excited to actually.
but that actually might be a way that they try to plug everything in, is bringing these bounty hunters. Oh wait, no, that would be good marketing. Never mind.
But I think, but forget the marketing for that. But I think anybody who they're going to want to bring into the Boba show, if they're going to highlight more bounty hunters in that show, I think they might prelude them in Bad Batch, kind of to reorient people with those characters. So, and younger Boba, see how he interacts with Fennec back then.
Give me some more RSing with Boba. I'm about that.
Oh, a failed clone rebellion back in Camino, maybe? It's possible.
That'd be cool. Think about that. That was literally the plot of Star Wars role-playing game I ran.
That's a pretty good one. It's a pretty good one.
If they bring in Aura Singh, like Joe said, we might actually see Tobias Beckett too.
That's right, because he pushed. But didn't he push?
He
her off
says
the
he did.
Aura Singh.
That's what people think happened. Do we really trust Beckett enough to believe that that's what happened?
That's true. He is very untrustworthy. But that could be interesting. Yeah, there's a lot of characters they can bring in right now. There is the threads they can weave together, and Filoni's the guy to do it. So we'll see. But yeah, I don't have too many like super predictions for next week because we don't have a lot to go on. So
Nikki, what was your favorite part of this episode? It wasn't
Honestly,
playing.
I'm enjoying just watching Wrecker continually get his ass beat for some reason. I just, you always gotta love, it's like, oh, how do we show this character is super big and tough? Let's have them beat up the big tough guy who's never won a fight.
he didn't mention anything about his head hurting this episode either.
He didn't. I was a little disappointed. I thought we were onto something with that.
Yeah, it might come back.
Get hit in the head again, though. That man has some head trauma.
Probably a very thick skull. And a bad eye. Like, clearly he just doesn't have a lot of luck.
CTE.
So, yeah. Oh, man.
But he's such a lovable
That's going to
uncle,
be rough.
older brother type
Yeah,
thing.
and when he becomes a bad guy.
He's growing on me too because he's the character after Clone Wars. When we saw the arc in Clone Wars, I was like, "Oh, we have got to dial this down. This is a lot." And they have, and they've made him much more likable. So he's the one that I was like, but I'm coming around on him too.
They want you to. They want you to really like him. So when he breaks your heart and the chip activates and he goes bad, it's gonna hurt us. It's gonna hurt us.
Maybe that's what the show is. It's just the inevitability of all of them turning against Omega.
Why would you say that?
Man, It could happen.
Why would you?
Tick would be the only one not to.
No, Omega, because Omega's already messed
No,
up.
didn't Echo have his?
Or, I'm sorry, Echo. That's what I meant, not Omega.
That's right. Yeah, his chip is pretty much
Just like
done.
Echo trying to fend them all off. Oh, now I'm sad.
He's gonna die. Oh no.
Or
He's gonna die.
they figure out how to fix whatever's going on with Crosshair, and Crosshair comes back, and the whole gang stays together. There you go, Nikki.
This is where they're gonna have to use Rex, because he's the one who knows exactly what to fucking do, basically. So, we'll see. Yeah, why would you say those words in that order, Joe? Why?
Almost feels like you'd get arrested by the people police for something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, and Wrecker and Omega's relationship, I think, is the best out of all of them. Like, clearly she wants to be Hunter, but I think, like, that's the one that, like, she wants to be the mini-me of. But I really like how Wrecker's basically the one trying to really make her feel, like, at home with a family. Like, he's just been like, you're one of us. Here's your broom. It's so cute. Oh, you're muted.
Have you guys seen the picture going around that seems to imply Echo is one of the patrons at the cantina where they pick up Han?
But man,
oh, really?
I don't know if I hope it's well. I mean, listen, the things match up. But man, if that's
doing that
him,
on purpose.
We already did this with Rex. Like, do we need to,
Right.
I posted this in one of my other chats, and they're as much of trolls as you are, so they were immediately like, yes, it's a thing, but do we have to shoehorn every present character into an old character?
I think it's an intentional reference. I think they looked at the background character. We know, like, Filoni's a nerd. He's one of us. Looked at the background
but man,
characters.
if that's Echo,
at least with this one, you could maybe say that they did that, but I mean, they couldn't with Rex.
I think with Rex was more a, oh, hey, this old guy looks like he could be an old clone. And they're like, sure.
I mean, well, once they showed Rex with the beard in Rebels, we're like, it's him!
Does everybody just go hang out on Tatooine when they're...
Like, Tatooine,
yeah, why not?
Advertised as desolate, one of, like, the most happening places in the galaxy.
I don't know why everybody's...
I heard that Echo is actually Mephisto.
Oh!
That's Stacy's theory.
Boo! But for real, I mean, that guy in the cantina looks really fucking rough and like a space hobo, basically. And I hope that's not Echo, because man, he looks pretty sad. But
it's not him.
I mean, Space Hobo really ties in with the Florida of space.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if Tatooine is the Florida of space, kinda is. And we, as Floridians, can all embrace this because we know it's true.
No, I really feel like it's the Arizona of space. Like, same vibe, just hotter and drier.
But all the weird, crazy shit that happens on Tatooine is basically like Florida, man. Nah, maybe not. Maybe not. All right,
I would never go to Arizona. Like, I'd rather take the crazies I know. I would rather, like, deal with iguanas falling out of the tree than my trash can melting to my street.
We were planning on going to Arizona. We have friends in Arizona.
Oh,
I was like, I hope they're not watching.
They have a cute
don't go during tarantula season, because the tarantulas run in herds.
That's
no lie.
cool.
No, that's not true.
Yeah, it is.
Ah.
They run in herds during mating season. There's lots of crunching if you're running around. But don't do it. It's real scary. They're this big. So don't go there. Actually, those are the safe things in Arizona. It's the little scorpions that are this big that'll kill you. So that's what you gotta watch out for. So I guess it is kind of like Tatooine, because there's a lot of dangerous, weird shit over there, too. We'll stick with Scarif.
Yes, maybe.
All right. Well, does anyone in chat have any theories or favorite pieces of Episode 4 that they want me to debunk or embrace my tinfoil hat and go into.
I don't have
I will.
any like shit takes for this episode. I'm sad.
I mean, you did. You had a shitty take that Clink
You
wasn't
did.
cool, and Clink is
No,
clearly
you don't
cool.
like that droid.
So
No, that's not a shit take. I like believe that with all of my heart that little droid is some horrifying like teddy bear monster that like makes my chest feel tight when I look at it.
he has an awful story. You're probably right about that. I mean, he was cobbled together. He's the Sid's bedroom droid of the Star Wars universe.
I'm gonna be like Chucky or something. I don't know.
I like how Echo just came in there and was like, no. Fuck all of you. This is what we're going to be doing.
Give me Clink and electronic music in his taxi, a Star Wars story. Like, I want that movie. Like, give me the movie of those two on Pandora.
So who would win in a fight, Clink or Chopper?
Oh, Chopper.
Chopper.
Yeah.
Chopper's a murderer.
Chopper is an actual murderer.
He's my favorite.
Like his body count, there's an online thing about his body count. It's up there. It's way up there.
It's I think the only one that has a higher body count would be R2D2.
As far as droids, yeah.
Like
it's like Luke and Chopper.
Chopper is like terrifying. R2 might actually be like a sociopath. Like, just, I don't know. I love R2, but just something, I feel like he's pulling one over on everyone.
That's possible. But I definitely think that Chopper, if any of them were sociopaths, it's him.
I don't like this R2 slander.
I think Chopper just has, like, a rough backstory. I think it's just, R2 came from a place of privilege. He's always been a Jedi, like...
place of privilege. Yeah, I mean, he saved their asses to get to that privilege.
I mean, the easiest way is the way Filoni explained it, right? If R2-D2's a dog and he's loyal and he's happy generally, and Chopper's like a cat who's like, I'm gonna fuck your shit up all the time.
I like that analogy.
And that's, I mean...
That's a Dave Filoni analogy? Of course it is. Of course it is.
Yeah.
I love that.
So
let's talk about him next. Let's go to Filoni talk.
That's right. We need to, because we're going into the Lucasfilm updates. And so the best thing that's come out of that is that we found out that our boy, our savior, as far as Star Wars goes, he has a new title, which is, is this an executive creative director, or is it?
Sounds great.
I shouldn't have written this in the notes, shouldn't I?
Yeah, I know. We should have put it in the notes. But I remember hearing it, and at first I mistaken it, and I said it was not producer. I said it was it producer? I don't know. I said it was... But anyway, we're only hearing about it now, but this promotion actually happened, like, forever ago.
Yes.
And it didn't get updated, and no one made a lot of fanfare over it.
Executive creative director for the entire studio.
Filoni is really awkward and didn't want to make a big deal about it.
I think so too, because also it probably would have fanned the flames of the fandom menace a little bit.
Yeah, and I think, like, I actually do want to be careful as fans not to deify Filoni in the way that, like, Lucas ended up. Like, if you look at all these creators, I actually don't think that could happen to Filoni. I think he's just too, like, my actual human interactions with him, he just seems like a really genuine, positive guy that I just really couldn't see him getting a big head about his work.
Yeah, he's very down to earth.
All I can think when you say that is that scene from Robot Chicken where the kid is like, "It's okay, George Lucas. I'll be your tauntaun."
I love that scene.
It's great.
But and the other thing is that he's actually one of 3 creative directors. He's not the only one. And I don't know who the third. I'm like, I read his name, but it's not like one that I recognize. But the other one is Doug Chang, who's like, he's been the art guy for like ever. Right? So that's also his title. So the other guy is special effects. That's the one that's not Doug Chang. So there's.
I'm just guessing here, but I think it's the guy who pitched Rogue One.
Yeah, so it's Doug doing art, the other guy with special effects, and Dave with story, basically, is the three. So it makes sense.
That seems like a good team.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and Doug's also one of those guys who have been there since the prequels, working with George from the beginning there, too. So, it's basically all of George's handpicked guys. So, hey, it's awesome.
John Knoll?
But
yes.
Is that
John
it?
Knoll,
Yeah.
Chief Creative Officer and Visual Effects. Yeah, John Knoll. He's the one who pitched Rogue One, and then he's the guy that makes the insane stuff in his garage that they end up using in, like, the first version of the
All the
Razor Crest
models?
that they modeled, and then they put it on the track.
Yeah.
And in his garage. Like, that's him. Like, he's a crazy genius.
So that's legit. I think because basically all three of those roles have to come together whenever you're gonna make something new. You gotta have the story, you gotta have how you're gonna film it, and then the visuals of what it's gonna look like.
They're creative directors, and Dave is executive creative director. So it's like they're all.
Oh wait, they aren't the same. I thought they all had that title.
No, I think Dave's is like they report to Dave, maybe sorta, but I would say those guys
taller than them on the website.
Those guys all have such a working relationship that I wouldn't think it'd be much of a. This is my boss. Like, I don't think it. Yeah.
Yeah. I went to look on the leadership page, and he is like right up there below Kathleen Kennedy and her person. There's a few other vice presidents of other shit there. I saw the people who were responsible for marketing, and I shook my fist at them.
So
damn you.
So Dave's news broke because a bunch of nerds like us found on the website that his title had changed. And then Variety basically came out and said, hey, this has been a thing for like 6 to 8 months now. They just never said anything, probably for the reasons we just talked about. Dave didn't want them to.
Mm-hmm.
But in the bottom of the Variety article, they mentioned all the stuff they're working on currently, like Book of Boba, Bad Batch, Andor, and other things. And then in a little line at the very bottom, it said that Rangers of the New Republic was no longer in current development. So
active development.
There you go.
Active.
No longer in active development. So
they've got a lot on their plate right now.
Based on some film Twitter people I follow, they think the way that that's written, that means this show is toast.
Yeah.
So, do we think that show is toast because of Gina being kicked out? Because it was gonna be her show. I mean, it was gonna be her show. It was. It was probably gonna be her and some other Ranger.
Well, they said it was supposed to be her and Bo-Katan, which to me doesn't make any fucking sense. Why would Bo-Katan be on that show?
I'm glad.
But I don't know.
I had never heard Bo was supposed to be on it.
That's what I was hearing. So, but here's my thought. There could be multiple reasons why it is no longer in active development. It could be that if that was truly going to be about those two characters, well, for one, Cara Dune, she's out of here. But two, they might have decided to go a different direction with Bo based on everything else going on, that she wouldn't also fit in there. Because otherwise, they could have just replaced Cara Dune with Hera.
Cooler character, Hera.
Yeah, like all those other characters that we know. So Doc Geo says in chat, by the way, he's like, tinfoil hat theory, all the different shows into production are going to lead into a big like crossover event, which I think is true. So if it's going to be with like Ahsoka and Mandalorian, all this stuff right now, I think it's leading towards Thrawn. So why not have Hera and Sabine and all these other characters that have tied back into the story with Thrawn already?
Well, we know.
We're going to see them in Ahsoka.
Yeah, we know Ezra and Sabine are going to be in Ahsoka for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But Hera's one that we don't really know, so you would think maybe they could have taken Rangers, which I don't know. I guess. See, I guess it really depends on what you felt Rangers of the New Republic was going to be, because based on kind of the name, you would think like Gina, Cobb Vanth, like they're Rangers, like But then, for some reason, a lot of people thought Rangers of the New Republic was going to be a show about pilots.
Yeah.
So.
And you know why? It's the logo. Woo! Steve is
He's now dealing with the puppy.
No, that's okay. I just gotta. But yeah, it was the logo. It made it look like a piloty logo. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. It had like the wings kind of looking off of it. It was just the styling of it. Right. Right. I think they just are doing a lot and they'll circle back to it. "13, 13." Uh-oh. Hold on.
Echo?
No, they can't hear you. Disney heard you were talking shit, Joe.
Much.
They muted you.
Uh-oh. Are we back? Can you hear Nikki
I hear
too?
Nikki.
You can hear him?
Can you hear me?
Oh, he's back now?
Now I'm just worried that the echo's
Joe,
coming back,
the mouse
so
heard
we're
that
gonna
you were
have to be
talking shit.
careful.
I guess so.
You can hear him now. All right. Let me know if the echo comes
Might have
back,
been-
because I had to mess
Maybe it
with
was
the
my
audio.
connection or something. I don't know
It
how
could have
much you
been.
heard, but
I'm back.
basically, they've announced directors, writers, movies, all kinds of projects that were officially announced and never happened. So that whole I don't believe a project's real until StarWars.com officially announces it. They've announced plenty of them that have never happened. So I kind of hope that this show is still in development and it's just sort of on the back burner because they have so much going on. Because, yeah, I'm just tired of them announcing things that never happen. Like, it all goes back to planning again. Even with Dave doing the executive creator and John being involved in those shows, because like the person in the chat said, they are going to tie all these shows together in an event at the end. They've already said they're going to do that. Like,
Yeah.
so it sucks that like already one of those things might be in danger, you know? And like, I understand.
Yeah.
I'm fully on board with, hey, we're not doing this because of Cara Dune. It's completely changed our thing. We're gonna roll with something else. Like, that's fine. Like, I think they need to eventually say that if that's the case, instead of leaving us hanging out there wondering, oh, is this gonna be a different show with Hera? Are they gonna recast some people? Like, what are they gonna do? You know?
Yeah. You know, talk to us, give us trailers, do things.
All they needed to do was a picture of Obi-Wan in his new costume with text that said hello there, and the internet would have lost their goddamn minds.
On May the 4th,
That's
Star
right.
Wars Day.
We would have been so satisfied. We would have been like, thank you, Maker, for blessing us with this picture.
Master has
easy to
given
please.
Dobby a sock.
One day they'll learn. Until then,
It just
I'll
really
just, you know.
sucks to have been a fan for so long and to spend hours of my life discussing it and making friends over it, making costumes and reading and engaging in this media, and then to feel like the creators of it don't actually want my engagement. Like, they're just throwing up haphazard bits of whatever to get my money.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I think the creator, like the story people love it, but they're too busy actually doing their job, so they're relying on market people to do the marketing, which they are not. Yeah. I think every week we're gonna need a segment called Curse the Marketing.
Yeah, let's get a
People.
graphic for that.
It's hard for me to put into words how salty I am about how much I disliked the first Light of the Jedi. Very disappointed in that. And that was something I was super pumped for.
Steve, is that what you're reading that has Star Wars jazz in it?
One of my friends sent that to me. I'm not reading that book. I don't know what book it's from.
It has to be.
It has to be.
Did we want to do... Oh, hello, Kitty.
Should we do like a Nazi rule for work logo next? We need more graphics. Graphic maker.
I will make more
I'm
graphics.
just-
I will make more.
happily do a dramatic reading of it. It is
Oh, we should do that next week.
tier prose.
So join us next week for Star Wars Jazz. That's not called jazz. It's called something very awful and terrible. And Nikki's gonna do a reading of it.
Yes, I will tell you all about the Star Wars jizz. The lovely jizz.
What a teaser! What a teaser for next week for our audience.
Did that mean something else
When,
in the
when
70s?
you set that
How many of them are
screenshot-
tuning in to
When
hear
you-
about the Star Wars jizz? 7?
I don't, guys, it's beautiful
said-
music. It's like, it's jizz music. I don't,
I'm so offended. When you sent that to me, when I was at work, when I opened that screenshot up, and I was like, what the fuck? And I'm glad that nobody could hear me, because I literally said that out loud at work.
One of my friends sent it to me, and I was just like, holy shit, this reads like nothing but innuendo on purpose.
I was like, clearly this is an editing error, and you were like, no, they did it.
well, and if it's,
on
and we need to find out what book it is, because this is an older book, like, okay, it's an older book. If this is a newer book, like, somebody dropped the ball, or, like, slam dunked the ball on purpose because it's hilarious. I'm kind of hoping it's the second one. Like, I hope somebody's just like...
This has been a thing for a while. Like, this is not new.
No,
Like, Star Wars Jizz, a.k.a. Star Wars Jazz, has been named this for like 30-something years. We need to find the previous source.
This is what we'll do. Instead of a live stream, like, I'll do the research, I will find out the history of Star Wars Jizz, and I'll make a video for the YouTube.
All right.
I can't even believe this is real. Okay.
All right. So, well, we've covered Filoni, Rangers, Star Wars Jizz. So what's next?
And I also want to just state for the record that Josh is trying to type that word into stream chat, and it is auto-modding it, and it is not letting him even type it. That's how lewd
There.
it is. So...
I'm using it in the context of a children's media. We're
Tell
talking
Twitch. This is
children's
canon.
media.
Canon, Twitch.
Yeah, so if you want to talk about that topic in chat, you can't actually call it what it is.
So I'm pretty sure that excerpt is from a short story that was published in Star Wars Adventure Journal 13 by West End Games in May of 1997.
The one that you were
Okay,
sent?
The one
Wait,
that I
that's what you
sent.
sent me?
Set in 7 ABY, 3 years after Star Wars Return of the Jedi. This is a 31-page story about a female undercover named Selby Gerard.
Where was this published?
See, and that's why it hasn't been caught or talked about before now, because that is a deep fucking cut.
Some reason this has popped up again because I literally like 3 days ago on Twitter, someone was like, I wish I didn't know about Star Wars jizz, but I do. And then Steve sent me that today, the thing with the excerpt with it written in it. So like this has become popular in the last couple of days. There's probably a freaking TikTok about it. There has to be at this point. But
I think Nick
It's on
sent
Reddit
one
somewhere.
earlier.
I really want to know if
Unless that
more,
video was
Oh.
unrelated.
there's there you go. I really
I
want to
didn't
know if
watch
there's
it.
more than one place that Star Wars jizz has come up. Wow. That was
Please
a
send it
sentence.
all to Joe directly.
All right. We gotta move on.
Don't
We
send it
gotta
to
move
me.
on. I can't.
Joe wants all your Star Wars
All right.
jizz. Chat, you heard it here.
That's gonna be a clip. So
This is
For
terrible.
research purposes.
Ooh, I really set that one up.
For the science.
wait.
Again, this
We
is where I
have-
would leave. If
no,
I
I just-
didn't wonder, if I wasn't worried about messing up the entire stream, I would leave right now.
All right. But we have two Marvel-ish things to talk about on the end of this. The first is we had a new Loki teaser, which doesn't have that much new stuff, except they took all his clothes off in it. So I was like, yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
Yeah, they lasered right off him. He was real offended.
Then
So that was pretty
they also
funny.
like evaporated a guy. I don't even know, with the same device. Or like,
Oh yeah.
what's the word?
Yeah.
Disintegrated.
Yeah.
There you go. No disintegrations. Yeah, there you go.
Yes.
They disintegrated the guy who was talking back, and then Loki shut up real quick.
Yeah, and the guy that Owen Wilson is playing is Mobius and Mobius. And Mobius is also a character in Marvel. But are
Yes,
they the
speaking of
same
Morbius.
Mobius?
Is
that's
Mobius
the one
Mephisto?
that Jared Leto. That's the character Jared Leto's
yes.
playing from the
Okay.
Sony universe. Yeah.
Oh God. Okay. So good. Let's not have them be the same character because that's gonna be a fucking mess. I thought I heard Mobius somewhere else. So maybe way back when in my comic book store employee days, I read it somewhere. I'll have to figure that out. But
Tony Stark
cool trailer.
mentions a Mobius strip when he is figuring out time travel in
Yes.
Endgame.
Yes. Yes.
That's
That
a
is
good
part of
catch.
his theories. It's true. I mean, it all goes with time, right? Everything. Oh, Miss Minutes,
Who's not an orange slice? I'm sorry, guys. She looks like an orange slice in the poster.
I see it. I understand.
So, yeah, I mean, that's coming fast. That's going to be here in just 10
Do you
days.
think it's going to
That
drop
is
early?
fast.
Drop
Yeah,
earlier
we've
than
been
10
discussing
days?
about whether or not we thought they were going to do an early release for it, like, because, fucking with time.
Oh.
Interesting theory.
Did we not have
I have not heard that.
Did I have that?
I don't think we did.
No.
That was Cassie we were talking to.
No. But I don't know if they would do it because they're just really focused on when to get people to watch stuff, I guess. So, I mean, that would be the
Especially now that they
move,
changed it to Wednesday
which
for
would be
Loki,
so
since
Loki.
Bad Batch is Friday.
Yeah. Like, if they hadn't announced that it wasn't going to be changed to Wednesday and they still thought it was going to be Friday and then dropped it to Wednesday and then they're on going forward it would always be Wednesdays, that would have been a thing to do. But I don't know. We'll see. We'll see.
I mean, from what I understand, they're still using the tagline about mayhem in May, so I don't know.
Huh.
I did not know that either.
I don't know. Yeah. I mean, that would have been, they would have had to drop that real early, though, because May's going to end on Monday.
Yeah, if it's going to be a Wednesday in May, it's tomorrow.
Well,
They drop it a
Yeah.
whole week early. That'd be wild.
that would be what
I'll let you
I
know
need.
at 3 a.m. tonight.
I need that emotionally, so yes.
All right. I like that theory.
We'll see. That would be something. I mean, Marvel does crazier shit than Star Wars does. They'd be willing to take a risk like that. But and this is a good segue because look, I'm hipster too as subscribed.
Randy.
Thank you. Oh, it is Randy.
Yes, it's Randy.
Hi, Randy. Miss you, buddy.
So Marvel taking risks. We get the Eternals movie now, and man, Eternals is just fucking weird. So the fact that it's gonna be a movie, and it goes way beyond shit that Marvel has done so far in MCU, because the most powerful person we've seen in the MCU so far is Thanos, basically,
Wanda.
right? Well, yes, and Wanda. Okay, not counting Wanda. She doesn't count, but I'm talking like...
Yes.
So Thanos. Because
Thanos is a...
He has an eternal bloodline, but he is not a full-blooded Eternal.
Yeah.
Right? But that's where his real power comes from. So now you have all these fucking Eternals that are like super powered.
That have been living on Earth for 7,000 years.
Yeah, what are they gonna fucking do? Who are they gonna fight? Like, what is
They are
that?
fighting...
Everything I know about it is what you guys are saying right now, and I'm like, okay, yeah, that sounds cool.
They are fighting a group of people called, I think it's the Defiance, I read earlier, who are basically like the opposite of them. And I was told that whereas the Eternals are strikingly beautiful, the Defiance are strikingly hideous. That is all I know about it. And Angelina Jolie and Selma Hayek are both in this movie. So I'm going no matter what.
And Gemma Chan.
And Game of Thrones guy, King of the North, Rob Stark.
King of the
Yeah.
North.
Also extremely
And,
good-looking dude.
And I don't want to butcher his name, so I don't want to say it because I've never said it out loud before. In the Indian actor,
Yes,
who got super
the
buff.
comedy actor.
Yeah, but he got super buff for this role.
Man.
And we have Jon Snow too, who's
That's
gonna
right. There's two
Black
Stark
Knight.
boys in this movie.
Yeah.
Is there any chance that he says she is my queen about one of the other Eternals?
Kumail Nanjiani.
Yes.
Who got
I did not want
incredibly shredded for this movie and said, please, normal people, don't think that you should look like this because it's completely not feasible to look like this when you're living a normal life. That's not paid for by Marvel.
I really hope we get more celebrities like being upfront about that, and really, I can't enjoy like muscular guys in movies anymore when now that I know they dehydrate themselves for 2 days.
I was thinking about this the other day because we had this talk before. I was thinking about this. Like, Evans and Hemsworth, specifically, we know have done this. But, I mean, nobody's forcing them to do that. Like, they might say, hey, the scene's coming up a couple days. If you want to get extra whatever, like, now's the time. But, like, I don't know. I'm not saying it's good practice. You're right. It's not good practice to get dehydrated. Okay. It's not healthy.
Nobody's forcing them to do it in the same way that nobody is like forcing a model to not eat so that they're super skinny. Not that that's very 90s stereotype, but the pressure is still there.
Yes, I would say definitely it's a case-by-case basis for it, because like Chris Evans, the helicopter scene in Winter Soldier where he's pulling the helicopter back, he has like a tank top on. He begged them to be shirtless for that scene because of how good of shape he had gotten into. He wanted to be shirtless so bad. So, like, I agree with what you're saying 100%.
But I think actually more, I think more of, like, the Henry Cavill's, like, Geralt bathtub scene, where it's, like, you know, finding out that he's completely dehydrated just to get that very unrealistic muscle definition. And I just, for me as the viewer, it takes something away from the enjoyment of that scene, knowing that they feel like shit.
Nikki, you're ruining it for me.
I
never
I didn't
thought
know
about
that was one of them that was that we knew was kind of like that. So yeah, I'll have to watch that again.
Man, he had to have. Now I'm sad
I know.
because Witcher 2 is coming and I'm waiting to ogle it.
You know, see the fat that's on their very normal bodies. Like they're still fucking buff. Like they're super ripped.
It's true. They don't need like the 8.
Everything about Henry Cavill except for The Witcher, as far as movies and stuff, just makes me sad because that man is Superman. He was meant to be Superman. He was born for Superman, and they cannot write him a damn movie. It makes me.
But he's gonna be Highlander.
That's just fantasy Superman. So.
Highlander is just fantasy Superman.
I don't know. I don't know enough about Highlander. I guess.
I know nothing about Highlander.
There can be only one.
Yeah, no, I'm with Joe on this one. I don't know. But I like Joe's.
I was
Superman
so against them rebooting this fucking movie.
Again with this, we do this.
I did not want it. I didn't want. I did not want a reboot of Highlander until I heard Henry Cavill was in it. And I'm like, sold.
Just give me more Witcher
now.
Are we going to become a Witcher?
January, I think.
Are we going to be a Witcher podcast?
Yes.
Obviously, we're going to be a Witcher podcast.
Yes, and I also thought that Christopher Lambert should come back as the Spaniard, but we'll see. As in Highlander, I shouldn't geek about that because I.
Who said Superman sucks? The entire chat, or?
I think it's mostly Josh.
Yeah, Josh did that last time. That checks out.
Don Geo says Man of Steel was trash, Joe. I think those are like fight on your front lawn.
No, I mean the third act is trash. Everything before that is wonderful. The third act is trash.
Yeah, DC's just sad. I mean, we've had.
Yeah, we don't.
I don't want to go. Yeah, I don't want to go into a full wide Zack Snyder. No,
the casting in DC was great. The scripts bad. So reboot it all. He doesn't speak for all nerds. No, there are Superman fans out there. They exist.
I've never met
My
them.
kid told me the other day that his favorite superhero was Batman, and I got real offended. So,
Used to be mine.
so we all have our tastes.
I
That
mean,
what we
Batman's not a
like.
superhero, but
Okay.
That's fine.
DC does have the best animation. I will, yeah, without a doubt.
Yeah, it's true. They do. Yeah, they do. They do. But yeah, Eternals, I think it's going to be wild. I don't think, with every other movie, there's been a lot more expectations in the MCU about what's going to come out of it. I think this one, like, nobody really knows what the fuck is going to happen.
They
Like,
have to
after
have-
all the weird shit they've done, I trust them.
Yeah.
Yep.
One
I
of
think
my
the big
friends-
thing is
Sorry, Joe, go ahead.
Oh, it's okay. I think the big thing is they have to show us why these super powerful beings who have been living on our planet for 7,000 years didn't involve themselves when Thanos was around or when they needed to. Like, I mean, they're going to because they know that's what all of us are thinking. It's Marvel. They're going to do that. But that's the big question. Like, they're already in the trailer making jokes about who's going to lead the next group of the Avengers. Like, all right, you better give me a good reason about this. And it better not just be, well, we're too powerful to reveal ourselves. Like, you better make it good.
Yeah, so the Thanos snap is the impetus for them to look in the mirror.
Time
It's true.
travel.
I mean,
They
and
already opened
also
up
something
time
could have
travel,
happened.
so-
That's something could have sidelined them. If the deviants are supposed to be equal power level, they could have been like, I don't know. We'll see.
I think it's the Defiant. I don't think they're fighting deviants.
Oh, it's Defiant.
No,
Yeah, that
Yeah,
sounds
the
that sounds
Defiant.
more right.
that makes
Sorry.
more sense. The
I was
deviants
just
or
going on.
something.
Yes, they're fighting the demons. Oh no.
That's true.
Have you guys heard the rumors, and I don't know if it's confirmed yet or not, that Batista is going to be leaving Guardians?
I don't think it's a rumor. I think he just said that he's done.
After Guardians 3.
I think a lot
After
of
Guardians
them did.
3, he said he's pretty much
Yeah.
done with Marvel.
And goes,
I think they put him through the ringer when the whole James Gunn firing thing happened. Like Dave was like his biggest like advocate when that was going on. Like he was super vocally
So-
mad at
This reminds me a
Everybody.
lot of what happened with Idris Elba with his character in the MCU because he really took that role before he was already a star, but he wasn't a mega star. And then he was a mega star, and he's like,
Yeah.
"Hey, I want this role to be expanded. Like, what are we doing here?" And you're seeing right now, Dave Bautista is sort of at the height of his fame, where he's a lead actor in movies. He's been a supporting actor in some other really good movies. Like, I think you're seeing. So, like, he specifically said in some of those comments, like, I think they should have given Drax more of an origin story and more reason for us to love this character for other reasons and stuff like that. Like, it seems like he feel like he's come
He
due.
didn't want to be the comic relief. Like he wanted
Yeah.
his,
Yes.
and
And
to be fair, he's right. His character does have a lot of depth to explore that I think
Yes.
was really evident in the first movie and was definitely sidelined in the second. And it sounds like we're not going to get much in the third.
Yeah, and I think there's an argument to be had about every character in the MCU can't be a main character with their own movie. But also, I understand he has a valid complaint, concern. I don't know what you want to call it, but it makes me sad that if Guardians 3 is the last time we see him, that'll be sad.
yeah.
well, there's so much to explore there too. In one of the versions in the comics, his daughter isn't dead and is one of Thanos's servants or assassins, if I remember correctly.
Dude is named Drax the Destroyer. How the fuck did he get that name? Like, there's a lot that we could find out about him. Sure. I mean, and James Gunn is not even sure if they're ever going to do more Guardians after this. At least that he's going to helm. So if he was going to continue Guardians' story, there's a chance that Batista would continue on in a little bit, but there's no...
Ooh, you're making me sad right now
Confirmation.
thinking about that.
Maybe we'll get our Gears of
But
War
you know
movie if he
what?
walks, though.
Ugh.
I've heard, going back though, like when we're talking about Idris Elba, I've heard a rumor that he is going to be back in Thor 4. So if they're going to bring him back from the dead, and he agreed to it, then I'm assuming it is for a much larger kind of role than what he's had thus far.
Sorry.
All right, want a crackpot theory? The new member of the Guardians team is going to be Kitty Pryde, and that's how they're bringing in mutants.
Huh.
Could be about that. Oh, we lost Joe.
Ah, there goes Joe.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
okay. I need to keep all these open so I can do that at will.
I'm sad that our Skype pictures don't become our pictures on the thing, because then when I left,
I
you guys would have
know.
seen a baby picture of Jameson.
I wonder if there's a setting. We're still trying to figure it out. Oh,
I'm good.
Joe's back.
I turned my
there
I'm
we
good. I
go.
turned my camera off. I had a work thing real quick.
Podcasting at work.
Yeah, you know. Shh.
For Shay. Battery Bill. Battery Bill could show up too. I mean, who fucking knows? There's gonna be all sorts of crazy shit happening in Thor 4.
And I definitely want to see a shake-up of Guardians. Like the chat is saying it. Star-Lord, I do feel like he's done. I don't know where his character can go from here. And
yeah, Joe's very sad as
just
the main Guardian stand.
The amount of Star-Lord hate since freaking Infinity War makes me insane.
I don't
Like,
know, it's not hate. It's just like
not that that's where this is going. Like, that's fine. Like, if we
It's
think
because he's the
Star-Lord is
worst
run-
Chris.
No, he's
That
not.
is
oh, he is by
completely incorrect.
Pine.
Pine is the worst Chris.
Pine is
Thank
the
you.
worst Chris. He's not, like is he
Wait,
even in a Marvel movie?
Who's Chris
No,
Hine?
he was
It's fine.
Oh, Chris Pine. He doesn't count. He's not.
No,
in
he's
Marvel.
always
I'm talking
involved
about
with
the
the
Marvel.
Chris's, though.
Josh.
Why?
Josh is saying that it is Star Wars or Star-Lord hate.
Yes, Chris
I mean-
Pine,
I
Wonder
mean-
Woman Chris.
That's because Josh obviously hates all
Yeah,
the things
yeah.
I like.
But he's not in Marvel, so I don't count him. I'm talking Chris Evans, Chris Hemsworth. Out of all those Chris's, he's the
Okay,
worst
out of
Chris.
the three Marvel Chris's, yes.
I mean,
Fine.
Yeah, without a doubt.
isn't he like quietly an anti-vaxxer or something like that?
Yeah, he's and he talks about butchering his own animals, which people do, but like let's not talk about that when.
See, that I don't have a problem with. Like, live your life. It can be very.
But it's just he's done a lot of little things.
There's
like
some
a lot
very
of little
conservative
stuff that
things
just
happening
haven't-
there, but he's not stupid enough to throw away the bag like Gina Carano. That's
Right.
And respect there because of it. Keep that shit private.
Yeah. If that's how he is, whatever. I don't want to hear about it, you know. But he is the worst Marvel Chris.
By the way,
Yeah, I don't
by the
know.
way, Star-Lord did exactly what Doctor Strange knew he was going to do. That was the one scenario. Stop hating Star-Lord.
Yeah, I mean, here's if you want to hate anybody, here's who you should hate, right? We've seen Doctor Strange literally use his little circles to cut the hands off of people, so why didn't he do that to Thanos?
Because that wasn't the one scenario. Obvious.
No, because that would have ended the movie right there. But, you know, so if we want to, the same thing if Star-Lord had, you know, not done that, right? It would have been over, right? So sometimes, you know, a character has to make a shitty choice to continue
The
the
dude's been through
story.
nothing but pain. Mother, father, girlfriend. Like, come on. Come
Yeah,
on.
no, okay.
Why didn't Thor aim for the head? Yeah, you know, all these great questions. Because then we'd only have one movie instead
Maybe
of
we
Endgame,
would be
which
better
is just
off.
so beautiful.
I'm sorry, Joe.
I know.
I'm sorry. I just really hate it. It just makes me so sad.
He did
Endgame
the
was
thing.
beautiful. We
It's
all
such
know
a
it.
bad movie.
Except for Nikki. We all agree but Nikki.
All right, well,
On that note,
I wanted to like
Joe's
it. I
gone.
wanted
It's
to
all
like it
Star-Lord's
so
fault.
bad. I was sitting in the theater going, "All right, it's gonna get good now." It's gonna be this part's really cool. Yeah. I'm sorry.
you didn't even think when he picked up the hammer, when Cap got the fucking
That part
hammer.
was cool. Yeah. Okay. The last 30 minutes were like some of the best Marvel ever. I'll give you that.
okay. We're
All
good.
right. Okay.
I won't disagree with you that the stuff in the middle is messy. I won't disagree with you. The last 30 minutes are
It
exactly
is
what I
messy.
wanted it to be.
Yes.
That's because time travel plot lines are shit.
Yeah.
I really hope that they knock this out of the park with Loki and show us how this part of it doesn't have to be shit.
Yeah, it makes more sense with Loki. Like, I already feel like it's set up better.
I like Doctor Who. Like, I can like time travel. I just overall don't.
Hey, look, time travel is gonna be fucking, child's play compared to all the multiverse shit that's gonna come up. That's gonna get messy. So
I like how
this was kind of them softballing it.
I
to
like how they're
us.
easing the casuals into the concept of it.
It's true. Time travel did just kind of. I mean, we only had like the one instance of it before in Doctor Strange, really, before they went into it with this. But
I think she meant the
yeah,
multiverse.
it's gonna get weird.
I think she meant easing them into the multiverse.
Yeah, no, I know. That's what I'm saying. They didn't have that with time travel. It was,
Oh,
it
okay, I
was a
got
little
you.
more jarring,
Gotcha.
right? Yeah.
We
So
don't
we're gonna have
we don't
that.
shame casuals. Casuals keep the stuff coming, and casuals turn into obsessive fans if you like feed them the correct diet.
Right.
It's like
But I will
trying to
always
get your
refer to them as the
Tamagotchi to
plebs.
evolve.
You just have to keep feeding them hot Chris's to play all your roles. So who's the next hot Chris, basically?
I heard a rumor.
Oh,
That Henry Cavill was also talking to Marvel.
oof.
Put him in everything. Thank you. Sorry. I just needed to get that out. But yeah, I heard he's in talks for something. So, The Rock, well, The Rock's going to be in DC.
No.
Black
Wait,
We
Adam.
said
Chris
which other
what?
Chris? Chris Rock.
Oh,
Chris,
other
Chris Rock.
Chris's.
Chris Rock.
Yeah. Chris Tucker. Where has Chris Tucker
Not
been?
being funny.
I don't even know. Are there other Chris's out there? I'm sure
We'll
there
find 'em.
are.
Marvel will find them.
But yeah, we're in for some crazy ass shit. I mean, the Ant-Man movie, Quantumania, is gonna be insane.
You're
There's
using
just
the
gonna be
void for
all
that.
sorts of weird stuff.
I'm sorry. Not the void.
The volume.
Thank you, Steve. The volume.
Yes.
Using the volume to film.
Which is why I think Peyton Reed was involved with Mandalorian. I think what they're doing is they're giving all these Marvel directors, like, hey, you want to get used to the volume? Come direct the Mandalorian for an episode or two. You can play with the volume and then you can do your movie
What
on
do
it.
I have to do to get to play in the volume?
Oh, we're gonna make that happen.
I just want to lie on the floor and just stare at it.
I just want to hang. I want to LARP in there, and I don't even LARP anymore. I
A
just
fucking
want to.
picnic. Like, just let me have a picnic on Tatooine.
Yeah.
That's a good question
And not here. Oh,
for another
No Way
episode.
Home. Yeah, that's gonna be good too.
That's a good question for another episode. What's the one planet you would visit in the volume if you had the chance? Because we're already at 130 minutes on this, or sorry, an hour and 30
Oh,
minutes.
that's I know. We can't keep going.
Keep that in
We're
our
trying to
back
keep
pocket
it like
for
an
a slow
hour
day.
or so
Keep
now.
that in our back pocket for a slow day.
That's true. Yeah, we got a lot we can keep going with. So,
Hold
all
on.
right. Well,
Plugs.
you got more?
Follow us on
Plugs.
Instagram and Twitter at the Rad Batch. Follow us on our upcoming YouTube channel, the Rad Batch Podcast. And then
We'll move there eventually.
yes, we're gonna start moving there, and we're gonna start posting other videos there. And follow all of us. You can follow the four of us at the handles you can see on the screen for Twitter and Instagram.
I don't do Twitter. Twitter's a cesspool.
Yeah, or just Instagram, in Nikki's case.
But
And thanks for watching.
There's pictures of my puppy right now, though, which is, like a bonus.
All the more reason to
That's
follow you.
okay.
Yes.
He is very.
I
If you're a
don't
creep,
really
don't
post
follow us if you're a
anywhere.
creep.
About anything. I need to. We have all this armor we need to work on. We can make videos about that one day.
I have so much, I have my Dragon Con stuff to work on.
It's 100 days
I
away.
want to go.
Joe, did you saw my Bucky jacket?
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm excited for you. I'm not excited about having to lose 35 pounds in 100 days, but excited for you, homie.
You're gonna end up on the
I
Chris's
am going to be on the
diet.
Chris diet.
Good luck, man. It was nice
Yeah.
knowing you. All right. Well,
But-
one day, maybe even when Mando season 3 comes back, we can do a show in armor. You'd have to take the night off, Joe.
I'm hoping by then I'm not
I
on
don't-
nights.
No, I was gonna say because you're not gonna want to sit there at work in your truck and kit. I'm sure that would be something.
Yeah.
You only have to be kitted from the waist up, technically.
That's true. We've learned that you can do the half kits. That's
No, I can just go like
Just helmet.
just
Yes,
help it.
slunk.
just be
All
a
right.
floating helmet.
Well, that's what I tried to do when I was tabletop NPCing earlier. Shout out to my friends playing Star Wars 5e who are definitely not watching because they're still playing in a giant combat.
Tell
But
them to
I
shout them out.
NPC'd.
Maybe they'll come watch us next time.
Yeah. Well, I NPC didn't Jarn for them, and I started with my helmet on, which is 5 years
Nerd.
somewhere. We were all a bunch of LARPers once. That's how we know each other. So it it works out, right?
What question are we ending on? We've always end on a question.
We do.
Yeah. Typically, it's what we think is going to happen next week, but I like this.
Oh,
Any
I don't know. Other than it seems pretty streamlined like now. Like they're going from point A to point B to. I don't think we're in for any surprises yet. Like, yet. Unless Boba and other bounty hunters show up with Fennec next week.
So let's say, what do you guys think the most likely bounty hunter to show up in addition to Fennec?
Bosk.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, my heart is set on Cad Bane.
We're 4 episodes
I think
in,
you're gonna
so
get
next
Cad
week's 5.
You're either going to get Cad
And
Bane
we have-
and Rat. Sorry, what is this show? Rad Batch, Bad Batch. You're either going to get Cad Bane in Bad Batch, or Cad Bane in Book of Boba.
It's
No,
happening.
I don't-
Yeah.
Grizzled Cad Bane.
Oh, I don't want live action Cad Bane. That sounds uncanny.
Yeah.
Have we had
that
a
would
live
be
action
great.
Duros
Like,
yet? He's a
Yeah,
Duros,
I'm sure
right?
there have been in the background at least.
I think he was. That's where Duros started off. I think they were a background character
I
at
feel
some
like
point,
in
but
Attack of the Clones.
you know what? Like, look at what they did to Trandoshans. They made them look really fucking menacing and not like a puppet. So they could do some really cool stuff for Duros too, and I won't be offended by it if they do. Like originally, I was kind of like skeptical of the new Trandoshans too, but like once I saw them in action, I was like, all right, that's badass.
I still don't think Cad Bane makes the jump to live action. I think he gets introduced and dies off in a Rad Batch.
They've already got animation
Boba
for
and
it,
Cad
so
Bane have
that
it.
is the more likely outcome.
Yeah.
I just want the only good weak way to show up.
Oh, so Josh is coming at this at a like a production perspective, and he says episode 5 will be in the general way of plots working shows is when we'll get a surprise reveal.
I don't know. Maybe that's when we'll get we'll maybe see Grogu be introduced as for the cloning program.
Rex,
Grogu isn't a clone.
But they're looking
Rex.
for. I think they were using him to recreate Jedi.
Yeah. We still have we don't know where Grogu went from the temple to where Din found him on that planet, right? Like that whole time period is a giant gap. And we know something clearly happened to him, right? And he was clearly in the hands of the Empire, or the Empire knew about him somehow at one point. So we'll see. I think we're going to see that down the road too. Could be. I don't know if they'll drop it this soon though. If it's 16 episodes, if anything, that'd be closer to the end or the middle to the end.
no Grogu this show.
You don't think at
Nope.
all? Not
I
even a
think
little
we're more
bit.
likely to see Omega use the Force as a like mystery kind of deal.
Omega
That's true. I mean, we already have
Omega Django
very subtly.
Palpatine.
Omega
It's a
Sheev
thing.
Bet.
Get on board, people. It's a thing.
It's true. It's true. Yeah. So Bulba is the next baddie revealed. Didn't he die? I thought he
No,
exploded.
he didn't die.
No?
Nope.
Oh, that's right. He was kind of throwing a tantrum, but he didn't die. I gotcha.
Voodoo.
Yeah.
Alright.
I think we're gonna see a lot of the footage from the old Clone Wars stuff that didn't get used, like the Cad Bane duel with Boba. That will come back, because Bad Batch started off as, you know, on the cutting room floor, right? Too, initially, that's where they first showed up, and then they put them into the season that they brought back. But there's a bunch of stuff that they had written for before that didn't make it into that last Clone Wars season still, including that duel. So I think they're going to take all that and try to figure out how to fit it in. Maybe we'll get some Revan. He was on the cutting room floor too.
I don't want it. They're gonna mess it up. I don't want it.
Revan's
I don't. They're gonna mess it up. I don't want it. They're gonna validate every shitty fanboy who has ever talked down to me for using female pronouns for Revan when I've only ever.
I know.
There are a lot more of you than you would think, though. I'm not saying you're wrong, because there are some shitty fanboys out there about Revan, but there are a lot of people who love female Revan.
It's
Revan
true.
is a mask like Batman and should remain a archetype and never take the mask off.
It's true. Let it be ambiguous
I
forever.
would love that.
This is the way?
This is the way.
Revan is in case of break glass.
That's true. I mean, Revan in the Old Republic is basically like, we have just done fucked up everything. What can we pull out of our asses now to make people happy? It's going to be Revan. But that will also equally make people angry. So I don't know. There's no
I feel like
winning.
that's what Obi-Wan was.
That's true.
Here, okay, we should like make this a thing for next week if we want, because I could really go into Revan.
Let's do it. Put it down, Joe. You're muted. Don't hear you.
Sorry. I feel like it's gonna be a slow week for content. So as long as there's not like 5 things next week we got to get to, we can totally do like a Revan segment.
I mean, yeah, Andor stuff keeps kind of leaking out, but nothing tangible. It looks like he's in a hobo camp. That's all I got. So, but yeah, we can talk about Revan and the Old Republic, because I know
Another great
shitload
tease
about
for
that.
next week. Join us for Bad Batch Episode 5, Revan Talk, and Nikki's live reading about Star Wars Jizz.
I look forward to it. I will. Here, hold on. Can I add some mood lighting? Where is it? Nah, not quite right.
You gotta do it like, you know what, if you guys have seen Parks and Rec, oh man, I can't remember what he fucking calls himself, but anyway, he's a secret jazz player.
Duke Silver.
Yes!
Now
Love that fucking show.
I'll just do what my church did for me whenever we read Song of Solomon during youth group. I'm gonna put on some Kenny G, make the lights pink, just get really real romantic.
All right, I think we should end on that note.
Sweet, sweet jizz music pouring over you.
Thanks for watching.
Yeah, I'm so glad we have people in chat again. So thank you for coming.
If
and
you're
tuning
watching
in
this
and-
after the fact, send us questions to our Instagram and Twitter. If you have questions or concerns or anything like that, send us a message.
You can ask
No
us to
tinfoil
stop
hat
saying
theory
Star
is
Wars
too weird.
jizz. I won't comply, but like, you can ask.
Remember, Joe wants all the Star Wars jizz.
Yes, that's going directly to him. Directly to him. All right.
Send it to the Rad Batch Instagram, all of your Star Wars jizz.
Thanks for coming, everybody. We'll see you next week, probably on Monday again, unless the Heat really.
Oh yeah, go Heat.
You know, yeah.
Bye, fam.
All right. Goodbye.